All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome back. It's a beautiful day out today, man. Finally. Finally, not burning hot in Florida today. What is it out? 70? Oh, baby. Can't beat that. High of 79 today. Love it. Welcome back, everyone. Kenny, pass interference, that is all. Yeah, man, I realized yesterday while I was watching the Giants game that I just don't even care anymore. I felt no emotion. It's over. It's over for me as a Giants fan this year, at least. I was watching the game and I was like, I just don't even care. And so something has changed. I've given up hope. So good game, fun to watch. Do I care? No, not at all. Not at all. The Rangers are my next hope. The New York Rangers. That's about it. Nice win for the Jets, though. Nice one for the Jets. How's everyone doing? How's everyone's weekend? Hopefully a good weekend for some of you guys. Back to work today on Monday. Morning. It means I care more than ever. I'm happy I don't. I used to get upset about the Giants, and I just don't anymore. My parents were always telling me, eventually you're gonna be desensitized to what happens, and I think that's starting to happen. I want to be a Miami Dolphins fan. I wish I was a Miami Dolphins fan this year. What a good year to be a Miami Dolphins fan. All right. Well, I hope everyone had a good weekend. Hope you guys enjoyed some time off. Very necessary. Good time, good to relax, rest the brain. Trading is mentally taxing, and you definitely need to decompress on the weekend. So hopefully you guys had a good weekend. We have some big stuff this week, guys. We got some earnings. Earnings season is starting. So we got, the banks. We got Netflix. Netflix always kicks off earnings season as well for tech. So some big stuff. And will definitely be the main watch. Also, Thursday, you have Jerome Powell speaking. We'll pull that all up here in a second, but definitely an interesting week with some earnings. Earnings will probably be the next catalyst that we need to be watching on this market. So let's jump right into it. So as always, we're here for the schedule. Let's pull up the economic calendar, and then let's pull up the earnings calendar so we can run through all of that today. All right? So to start, we have the earnings calendar, the economic calendar. Let's go to that. There we go. So economic calendar today. Really nothing on the docket today. A little bit of a couple Fed presidents speaking, but nothing important that I think is going to move the market. So really no concerns there. Tomorrow, retail sales, definitely something to pay attention to. So if you swing trade anything today, please understand that you have retail sales in the morning on top of some big bank earnings, which could affect the market. So be careful. This is probably not your week to be swing trading, right? Swing trading through earnings, swing trading through some economic data this week. Probably not your best week to be going heavy on the swings. So retail sales. I just got this strange alert on my phone. Anyways, retail sales, 8:30. And then a bunch of sort of ancillary things tomorrow, business inventories, some Fed presidents speaking. Wednesday, housing starts building permits. some Fed president speaking. Thursday, jobless claims. Jerome Powell speaking on Thursday at 12 o'clock. That's important. And then that's about it. So look at all these, a lot of Fed president, a lot of talking heads this week. A lot of talking heads this week. Oh, see, you guys can see it on the screen. What is this? Apple ID has been added to my... Oh, no, you can't see that. That's just on my actual screen. There was an Apple... I know my friend is using my iPad, so I got an alert that an Apple ID was added to my iCloud. Anyways, so sorry for the interruptions this morning. Where is my face cam? Where's my face cam? What is going on this morning? Technical difficulties. You guys got one on me today. You got one on me. This is not user error. This is Desi error today. My face cam has disappeared. Does anyone see my face? No. Great. Desi error this morning. Bear with me here, folks. Bear with me here, folks. There I am. There I am. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Don't worry, I'm back. All right, so we're good to go. We're good to go. We're all back and we got our ducks in order here. So today, nothing much to worry about. Tomorrow, retail sales. That's what I would be watching. Okay. Now let's get into the Let's go into the earnings calendar here. So this morning, I don't know about you guys, but I had to reset my TOS this morning. I think they did an update and everything sort of got messed up. So this morning has been pretty hectic for me here, preparing for this live stream. So tomorrow is really tomorrow's really where the earnings start here, right? Bank of America, Lockheed Martin, Goldman Sachs, Johnson & Johnson, right? We have some big earnings tomorrow morning. So make sure you pay attention to that tomorrow morning. United Airlines, Interactive Brokers, tomorrow after close. You guys can see Wednesday, ASML, Procter & Gamble, Morgan Stanley, right? Netflix and Tesla on Wednesday. Those are big, very big there. AT&T, TSM, American Airlines, some big ones there. Is that BlackRock? I think that's BlackRock. And so, yeah, I mean, leading into Tesla and Netflix, there's probably going to be some not so ideal price action, I would assume, on those two stocks. So I'd be a little bit careful on Netflix and Tesla this week, right? Because leading into that earnings report, there could be some interesting action that goes on, a little bit of sideways action. Option contracts are going to be very expensive on Tesla this week, right? Something to be paying attention to. The IV will be increasing into earnings, which will create a more expensive options contract, which will create some potentially more difficult trading, right? So be aware of that. Tesla, Netflix, earnings on Wednesday. You need to pay attention to that if you are trading this week, okay? All right. Now, let's get back in the schedule. Let's get back on track here. So we have Tesla trend break. This is a big break on Tesla last week, something to be watching. This was a trend that we talked about in the live stream. If you guys caught that downside, well done. This was a clean trend break. And let's look to see what we're watching on Tesla today. Nvidia, also a very interesting trend break. We have 462 supply to be watching this morning. Big watch this morning, 462 on Nvidia. Apple, I think this is the key level to watch for everything today. Apple, not only Apple, but for the overall market. Apple 177 has been a major level that was previously a rejection point that I believe needs to turn into a support today if the market has any chance of holding up. Apple 177, I think, is going to be sort of that proxy to the market, something I'd absolutely be watching today. I'll show you guys why I think that. Google 140 supply, I'm looking right at it right now on my screen, and it looks like a very interesting rejection point today. Google 140, I would absolutely be watching this. This is probably one of my top watches today. Amazon 132, AMD 105, and then finally, Meta gave us a retest, right? So, Meta was going straight up. Everyone's freaking out. Oh my God, I need to chase Meta to the upside. What do you wait for? You wait for a retest, man. You don't chase straight up moves. And so anyone that chased Meta straight up into 330 lost their ass. And so the retest is always the potential long opportunity. You don't long a straight up stock. You wait for the retest, and that's what's coming in today. So if we do see some market upside today, I'm definitely keeping an eye on this retest on Meta back towards 310. This is a nice pullback, and it could be a potential long opportunity. At least it's better than potentially longing it at 330, right, after a straight up move. So definitely interested to see what Meta does today at 330. I'm sorry, at 310. All right. So that's our schedule. We got some interesting stuff to look at. Let's first jump into the NASDAQ futures. All right. So where did the NASDAQ reject, right? What did we talk about all last week? We talked about this triple top that we just kept staring at. Remember this, guys, up here? Remember this triple top, this quadruple top that we were sort of just spamming all last week, being careful around that 15,450, 15,460? Well, that definitely created a very nice rejection on Thursday of last week. Now, coming into Friday, what were we watching? If we go to the 15-minute, this was so nice on Friday. Congratulations. We caught this thing perfectly. The QQQ, if you guys remember, we were trading off that 371 level. We took QQQ puts at 371. In the live stream, we said, watch out for 371 previous double top. Look how clean this is, right, on the QQQ. This is just technical levels, man, and this is what I love about trading. If you can just trade levels without bias, it is very possible to be profitable, right? It's a very possible thing. Now, emotions get in the way. Your greed gets in the way, right? The only reason, right, the only thing that keeps you from trading off these levels is what's in your head, right? It's all in your head. It's not anything that's really difficult on the market, right? This is not that difficult to trade if we, obviously I know trading's not difficult. I'm sorry, I know trading's not easy. And the reason it's not easy is because in our head, the levels make it very easy if you can follow without emotion, right? Because look at this. This is a previous high. Very nice, 371. What did it do on Wednesday? The same exact thing, 371. What happened at 371 on Thursday? Support, right? What happened at 371 on Friday? Bam, right? It's the exact same level. Everyone in this live stream could find this level. Everyone in this live stream could chart out this level. This is not the hard part, right? This is very easy to read. You can clearly see how clean that QQQ was. Now, taking the trade there without emotion, taking the trade there without fear of losing, taking the trade there just following your strategy and following levels is the harder part. But, this is where experience comes in, and this is what I hope everyone here gets to at one point, is just trading the levels without emotion and accepting if it's wrong, and accepting that you're wrong, right? So on Friday, we took QQQ puts right into that 371 level. We nailed them, and that was the end of Friday. So very nice, guys. I hope you guys can understand, what happened there. You guys can see, right? Back to the NASDAQ futures. What did the NASDAQ futures do? It's the exact same thing. Tuesday rejections, Wednesday rejections, Thursday support, and Friday perfect rejection at 15,360. So what a clean supply that was on Friday, and what a downside move it created. What an opportunity for downside it created. Now, what's happening this morning? This is very key, guys. This is very, very key. Right? Look at this area right here. This is the next level, right, that we're going to walk into the live stream tomorrow and say, look at how this level reacted. Did you react off this level, or were you emotional off this level, right? This is going to be the level that we walk into tomorrow when we get on the live stream and we look at, right? I can almost guarantee it. There's going to be reactions near this level today. 15,200. Right? Look at these previous lows at 15,200. Look at what 15,200 is doing this morning in the pre-market. Previous lows turning into rejections. You cannot long the NASDAQ today if you are below 15,200. Why? Right? Why are you longing the NASDAQ if it is turning previous lows into rejections, right? Why are we longing into this level? There's no reason. All right? So for me, the only way you can even consider a long today is if you get a break and a really solid hold over 15.2. And even at that point, you're longing into the 50, you're longing into the 100, and you're longing back into 15,360 supply, right? So is this contract change? Let me make sure. Adjust for contract change. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, I don't love the longs today on the NASDAQ, guys. I'll be honest with you. I don't like the longs on the NASDAQ today. I don't like longs back into 15.2. It does not make any sense to long into 15.2, right? On top of that, you even have this Thursday and Friday low, right? If you want to play this safe, you have the Thursday. I mean, you could even put it up to here. I mean, there are so many potential rejections above here, right? You even have the previous lows over here that you need to be worried about, right? You guys can see right here, these previous lows from Tuesday, Wednesday. See this right here? Tuesday low, right? Wednesday low, right? You don't want to be long into that. That's also the 50 SMA. So there is a lot of levels above to be wary of here, guys. You have 15.2 up to 15.220. Right? You have the previous Thursday, Friday lows. You're not going to long into Thursday, Friday lows, right? Why are we longing into Thursday, Friday lows? You're not. So you have to be aware of that, right? If you come into this morning and you start longing stocks right at open, right, you're longing right into supply. So be careful of 15,220. That's Thursday, Friday lows. That's these previous rejections back here, right? If you get higher than that, right, you are still, if you get above 15,220, then you're longing into the 50. You're longing into Tuesday, Wednesday lows, right? That's not ideal either. So I'm not too fond of that upside today. I will be very cautious and potentially even let the upside go today because I just don't have the proper mindset or the proper confidence to be longing into all of these supplies above 50 SMA, Tuesday, Wednesday lows, 15,220, Thursday, Friday lows, right? I'm not going to be longing into these levels. And if the market goes up, then the market goes up. I'm just not going to touch it. And I'll just maybe make some money on my long-term portfolio. That's about it. So that's my idea for now, right? I would be more interested in seeing, can we get a push to the upside today, right? And can we get the fade? Can we get an upside push today? And can we get the fade, right? That's what I'm more interested today than anything. I am not going to fight through supply levels that are very potential rejection points today. I'm not going to be that guy. So now on the flip side, right? On the flip side, if you go straight down at open today, you cannot short into the 20 SMA, right? So you have your very clear levels, right? Why are we not shorting into 15,030? Let me go ahead and get some more time for you. Why are we not shorting into 15,030? If you see the market back at 15,030 today, you better think twice before holding a short position. Why? Look, it's very clear. Why be short into these levels? Why be short into these levels? Why be short into 15,030 and into the 20 SMA, right? You guys can see that blue line. That's the 20 SMA. That's where the market has held so far. This is previous highs. And so if you move lower today, you need to be cautious of this holding as demand, right? So you're not going to be short if you move down into 15,030. The only shorts I would look for are bounces and potential fades, right? Bounces and potential fades at around that Thursday, Friday low and around that Tuesday, Wednesday low, around that 50 SMA. Now, the other thing, right, that I could see happening, the one last scenario that I could see happening is that this is a flag, right? And this is a retest of the 20, and this ends up ripping to the upside, right? I could see that. I see it, right? I could envision that move, and I would not be surprised to see it. Now, this is going to be a hard move to catch, right? The reason why this is a hard move to catch is because you are going to have to trade it through all of these previous rejection points. So that might be a little bit of a difficult trade for me to get behind, but it is definitely possible. And I could see the reason for this previous, let me get to the hourly chart here. I could see this being just a really clear break, retest, right? A higher low forming. This could be a higher low forming above these highs, right? This could be a previous high and a new higher low new higher low forming, right? That could be forming here. So, once again, guys, this just tells you, right? This just shows you every day you got to come into the market without bias, because there are a lot of possibilities here. And it all comes down to what the intraday action tells us, and we have to react to it, right? We react to what the intraday action is telling us as traders. And so as of right now, what we see in the pre-market is demand is holding, right, around that 20 SMA and this retest level. It's very clear. So first of all, we're not going to be shorting into that level, right? We're not going to be shorting into that level. That's very clear, okay? Now, we're not going to long here into supply either. So as of right now, all we can do is trust our levels. So today, here's what you watch, right? Once again, you watch the previous Thursday, Friday low, 15,220. You watch the 50 SMA supply above. On the downside, you watch the 15,030 demand and the 20 SMA. You look for reactions at these levels, and that's all we can do. QQQ. Concept is the same. All right? Hourly chart. You guys can see downside demand is definitely there, right? Downside demand is definitely there. We have the previous highs here. We have the previous highs here. And we have the lows right here, right? So we have the demand, right? We have the demand. We have to be cautious of that 362 demand below. If we get shorts today, right, we do not want to be holding shorts too long into that 362, right? We want to be aware of the potential hold around that 362 demand if you get some downside today. So if you catch some shorts, watch that 362. Now to the upside, I really like this supply level, and I would love to play it. I would love to see it step in today. Look how clear this could be today, right? Previous highs, previous lows from Thursday, Friday, right? And the 50 and 100 SMA stacked right above on the QQQ. So if I can see maybe a little push and a little bit of a rejection here, that could be a great trade today, right? On the QQQ. Could see a nice little push into 367.50, previous lows, right? Start to see a fade here, and then look for that downside move, right? At 367.50. That would be very interesting. Now, if you get back above 367.50, right, then you have to be cautious, right? You have to be cautious. So 367.50, very important, right? That's a big level, right? 367.50. That's what you're watching today. There is no reason to be long into that level today. There is absolutely no reason to be long into this level today. If you long this morning, you are longing into the 50, into the 100, the 50, and Thursday, Friday lows. Longing into this zone it has absolutely no reason behind it. None. There's no reason to be long into the 100, the 50, and Thursday, Friday lows, right? Why would you long into that level? If you want to long today, you either get a break and hold above, right? Or you get a drop to the downside and you try to long off the 362 demand, right? These are the only long spots today. Down at demand or a break and hold above supply. You are not longing into 367.50 supply, the 100 and the 50 SMA today. So if you want to catch a long, right, I think that's where you really want to see the market. You want to see it down at this 362 for maybe a potential break and retest and a hold of that 20 SMA, right? Something like this. Then there might be something that sets up down there. But until there, right, you got to be cautious. Now, to the upside, very clear, guys, very clear. We watching the 367.50, all right? ES. ES is a little bit of a mess in my eyes. I'm really not in love with what I see here on the ES, guys. I will be honest. Really, all I can take away on the ES here is that I don't want to be short. That's really the only takeaway I have, right? Because I see previous highs right around this, they're around this 43.40, right? I see previous highs around this 43.40 that we held very strong on Friday, right? I see previous highs at 43.40 that we held very strong on Friday. What I also see is the 200 SMA sort of creeping up here, right? You see this 200? This 200 is sort of creeping up on an uptrend, right? And so that 200 is not going to be easy to break below, right? So I'm not that fond of taking shorts towards this 200. And we're a little bit too close for me to be, going aggressive on the short side here. Now, on top of that, we also have the 43.65 level, right, which is these previous highs. And it's also the previous lows from Monday, Tuesday. So if I drop this down to the 15-minute, you guys can see right here. You see this 43.65 area, right? See this 43.65 area? You can see it sort of held there on Thursday. It held here Friday morning, right? And once we got below that, the market was sort of weak on Friday afternoon. But look at what we're doing this morning. We're back above the 20. We're back above this 43.65 zone. So I'm not that fond of the short side, guys. I will be honest, right? The QQQ looks like it's setting up some better short side plays. As of right now, if that ES holds on to this 43.65, I'm not too much of a fan to the downside. You're shorting back into some previous demands, and you're shorting back into the 200. I'm not too interested. Once again, right? Once again, this could be that bull flag play, right? And that's the same thing I was talking about on the QQQ. Right? If we go to the NASDAQ futures, this is very similar, and this could be the trade that sets up, right? That bull flag into the retest. That's the QQQ. That's the NASDAQ. Here's the ES. It's possible, right? But what is in the way, right? What's in the way of that move happening? I doubt that move happens before, right? I doubt that move happens before earnings. All right, I doubt you see that big of a move before you have economic data. You have earnings this week, right? I don't think the market is just going to rally out of a bull flag before Tesla Netflix earnings. All right, that would be shocking. You're probably not going to see anything. Could be this, could be that. Yeah, absolutely. Well, this is what you prepare for, guys. Don't, this is nothing I'm saying here is end all be all, right? We have to prepare for the different scenarios. You need to make sure you know there is potential rejection points, but there is also that potential of demand holding at these previous demands, the 200 SMA, and there's a potential of a flag breakout here, right? It's very possible. So you need to be aware of that. That doesn't mean you just wake up and start slamming call options as soon as you wake up and 9:30 strikes today. That's not what trading means, right? You prepare for what's on the charts, and you look to see what happens on the intraday, and you react to it. So as of right now, I see both sides, and so we have to be very cautious today. And when I see both sides, and there's catalysts incoming, such as earnings, such as economic data, that's usually where I just wait for the catalyst to show me the path, right? I think your catalysts this week are probably going to show you what the next move is, all right? So today, 43.65, 20 SMA demand, 200 SMA below. I'm not really interested in shorts into those levels. And to the upside, you really just have this 44.20 supply above, right? That 44.20 supply above, right? Maybe that 44.10 as well, which was important on Friday as well, right around there, right? This whole zone is pretty heavy, right? This whole zone is pretty heavy. Not a great read on the SPY or on the ES. I think the SPY cleans it up a little bit for me, and that's because of 432, right? 432 cleans up the SPY for me just a little bit. You can see right here, 432. See that previous high on the SPY at 432? If the SPY holds that 432 zone today, right, I would not want to be short, right? That sort of reiterates my idea here on the SPY ETF, right? If I see the SPY hold above this 432 level and this 20 SMA below, which it gapped up off of, right, then I'm not going to be looking for shorts into this 432 and into this 20 SMA below, right? Because that is, if we get more time, that 432 level is very much a potential retest of the previous highs, right? This is a very potential break, retest, flag, right, of the 432 previous highs, and this could hold on and push to the upside. I could definitely see that. So I definitely want to be aware of that 432 level today, and that's sort of going to be my guide. It's Monday morning, right? The market's going to show us some of its cards, right? Monday morning is a good day to gather some information about what the market wants to do this week. So for me today, I'm just going to sit pretty And I'm going to maintain and watch and see what happens at this 432 today. Do I see strong hold step in? Can I start to formulate a long off that 432? Or do I see 432 break today? And do I start to see this turn into rejections? Right? And if so, then I know I can look for more downside. All right? So that's the level for me today on the SPY, 432. All right? Dow Jones coming back into supply here. This is your level to watch on the Dow. It's rejected like 4 times now. So why not watch it again? 34,100. That's your level on the Dow. And on the Russell, you're still just sitting in this channel, guys. Like I talked about previously, you're just stuck in this channel. The Russell is holding on for dear life at these demand lows. What is this, 1720 now? Russell is holding on for dear life at these demand lows. I would just not be short into this triple bottom. That's all I'd say, right? If you look at this, if you look at this on the 30-minute on the Russell, just don't be short into 1730, 1725. All right. If you get below it, then maybe there's something. All right. But I would not be short into these lows from Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of last week. All right. Of 2 weeks ago. All right. So that's the futures. Let's get into some stocks here. Let's go over to Tesla. Tesla, what a beautiful trend break, right? Look at this trend break on Tesla. Beautiful, beautiful trend break. Before we get into stocks, I need some likes. Let's press the like button. Press the like button. We're running an ad. We got 1,900 people here. We got 500 likes. That's really bad. Let's press the like button. If you guys are enjoying the live stream, I'm going to take a sip of water, run an ad. Press the like button. Subscribe to the channel. People a little bit tired this Monday morning, it looks like. All right. So, Tesla, right? Tesla. 248, right? 248. I think that's your level to watch today. Look at this trend break on Tesla. Beautiful stuff, all right? Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Big trend break, big downside, right off that 270 supply, right? Big trend break, big downside, right off that 270 supply level. Let me get back into the 15-minute here. Actually, you know what? 30-minute. We need a little bit more time. There we go. All right. So today, all right, trend break, that's clear. We have to know that that happened, right? Now, the demand to watch today is 248, right here. 248, 248, right? We can see we had previous highs that turned into support around anywhere between that 248 and maybe into that 246 level. It's sort of a zone here, right? This isn't going to be that easy. It's not going to be just a single level here for Tesla. It's a little bit of a zone, right? We can see the zones that were created, previous highs into new lows, which created upside. Now, the next zone to watch is 255, 255, 254, right? You can see right here, previous highs, previous highs, previous lows, all in this sort of zone between 255 and I would say 253, right? So it's a little bit difficult here. But you can clearly see the zones above and the zones below. So for me, what I really want on Tesla today, more than anything, is I want to bounce and I want to fade, right? I want to bounce into the 253, 255 zone, and I want to fade right here, right? I want to bounce and a fade into these levels. That's really the idea. If we don't get that, I'm definitely not going to look short on Tesla today, right? I'm not interested in shorting it into these previous lows. I'm not interested in shorting it after this gap down, right? And I'm not interested in shorting it depending on what that market does today. So I'm a little bit cautious into this demand, right? I don't really want to short into a hole. It's not usually a profitable strategy to just short into a hole, short into demand, and short into a gap down. So if Tesla gets a little bit of a bounce this morning, I would look first near that 50 and 100 SMA, right? That is very interesting today. That is also, if I go back out, that is also the previous lows from Friday of last week, of 2 weeks ago, right? You guys see back here? See these previous lows around this 250, right? In this general zone, Right? You have that big breakdown into 250 into that 50 SMA right there. So if I see Tesla sort of bounce into that 50, into that 100, and I see it bounce into last week's lows, Friday lows, right here, look at this. All right, if I see Tesla start to stall around this zone in the short term, that could be a very interesting fade, right? That could be a very interesting fade. So keeping an eye, first of all, on this short-term level here around the 250. That's the 150 SMA stacked up. That is also Friday lows, right? If Tesla gets over that level, then you're going to move into the 253, 255 supply above, all right? That's your next supply level above. So interesting level on Tesla. I am not looking to short into this level today. I am more interested in the pushes and the fades, right? Push into previous lows, fade, push into that supply, fade. That's what I'll be watching on Tesla today. All right. So that's sort of my game plan. The ideal short entry is up here. All right. That's really the ideal entry, is potentially up here at these previous highs around 253, 255. Woo is up because it joined the S&P 500, guys. So I don't really know what's going to happen on that thing, but it joined the S&P, and that is why it's creating upside today. All right, let's go to Nvidia. So Nvidia, very nice rejection at those previous highs. That's clear as day, right? Look how clear this was. Around that 475, very nice rejection there. Break of trend, right? This is why we're talking about breaks of trends today, because there was a few, right? Look at this break of trend on Nvidia. Now, this is probably the cleanest watch of the day for me. Actually, maybe the second cleanest. This is a textbook 452 level. 452, 452, and 452. We know 452 is there, right? We know 452 is there. We have previous highs here, previous lows here, all right? And that is very, very clear, all right? If we go to the 30-minute, look at the rejections at 452, look at the support at 452. So this morning, there's a very clean thing to be watching. All you watch today is, does Nvidia stay under 452, right? Does Nvidia stay under 452? And if it does, right, then I would be looking for that rejection point, right? If we get a push into 452 today and I start to see weakness up here, that is going to be a trade I absolutely look for. That is a retest after breaking under, right, some of these very major previous rejection points and previous support levels, right? We broke back under these lows. We broke back under these highs, right? And so if we see Nvidia start to reject here, right, then I'm absolutely going to be looking for that potential rejection, right? So big watch there, big watch. Now, the only concern I have for this trade is that you have that 50 SMA that's sort of holding the market or holding Nvidia up here. That's my only concern there. So my concern is that you have that 50 that's sort of holding us up here, right there, sort of running across. That is a little bit of a concern and something to pay attention to. If Nvidia gets back over and starts to hold here, then you could see that upside, right? And you have to understand that. Could go both ways. All right. Apple. Big level for not only Apple, but for the market, in my opinion, here on Apple today. Let's go to the hourly chart. Let's go 90 days. You guys can see right here. All right. We have the 177 level again. We have the 177 level again. Previous high, previous lows, previous high, and you can see we're sitting right at it again. So if Apple maintains over 177 today, I think the market will try to hold itself up, right? You can see Apple gap down into this 177 and is holding for now. So this is going to be my watch. If I see Apple maintain 177, I think the tendency is going to be for a little bit of upside, right? I think the tendency will be for a little bit of upside off that 177 demand. If you get below it, right, and you hold below it, then things change. But for me, 177 is sort of that main watch for me today on Apple. And I think as of right now, it's holding on pretty well. All right, so that's going to be the watch for me today. That's going to be probably my top watch, just to sort of get a gauge for the overall equity market. Is does Apple maintain this 177 previous double top high? Does it turn into support today? If it does, I'd be cautious trying to trade downside into that level. Google. Man, would I love to see this play out. I just don't know if we're going to get it, but man, would I love to see this play out today. 4-hour chart on Google. What a beautiful 140 level. And if we can get a nice little rejection of this today, I would be all about it. So you guys can see right here, 140, Google. If we can see a little rejection around that 140, right? You have that uptrend that's still holding. It got a little bit, it sort of extended the uptrend and came back in, all right? So what I'm going to be looking for is, do you have rejections at that 140 today, all right? Do you have rejections at that 140 today? That is going to be my main watch. What's going on with the chat? Please don't delete messages in the chat. Margin, if you're deleting messages, don't do it. I don't know why the chat's deleting. 140, right? 140. You guys can see right here. Rejections at 140. That's the watch, right? That's the watch. 140. Keeping an eye on that level, okay? If I see rejection step in there, watching that level. That's it, right? That's it for me today. If I see it above it, not interested, right? If I see us above 140, not interested. If I see us reject 140, interested, right? Yeah, I don't know. The chat was just deleting shit. So that's the level. Maybe YouTube's watching. Maybe YouTube's deleting stuff. So 140, big watch today on Google. If you get above it, then the thing could continue higher, right? The thing could continue higher. If you get above it, it could absolutely continue higher today if the market sort of lines up with that. But that's going to be your main watch. That's the big, big level on Google. Amazon. So, this is an interesting one. You guys can see right here. Amazon has pulled back, right? We got to pull back on Amazon, and it was a weak move on Friday. Now, where has Amazon pulled back into? Amazon has pulled back into the previous demand, right? Look at this, right? Look at this. You were talking about shorting Google. YouTube is Google. Yeah, maybe that's it. So previous lows, right, at 129 on Amazon. Previous high, 129 Amazon. Previous flip, right? See this flip that created upside? 129 Amazon. Now, where have we come back down to? 129 Amazon, right? So you are not shorting Amazon today into 129. If Amazon gets below 129, then you look for the rejection play, right? You look for the break and hold below. If Amazon gets upside off this level, you're looking for 132 supply, right? So very clear levels to play on Amazon. What is there a trade right now on Amazon? No, right? No, there is no trade here. This is no man's land, right? This is where you guys trade, and you just get these random candles that stop you out of trades, and you wonder why you're losing in trading, right? You have no edge here. There's no edge on Amazon. The only possible watch you could have in the middle of this channel is around this 100 SMA, around this 131. There's maybe some supply there, right? But I'm more interested in the extension into 132. So I'm looking for that 132 bounce, and then I'm looking for that fade over on that around that 132. Or I'm looking for a break and a hold below 129. Or I'm looking for a push down and a demand hold, or I'm looking for a break and hold above, right? That's it. My only trades that I should take today on Amazon should be at these two levels, right? I should look for either trades here or trades here. Demand holds, break and hold below, supply rejection, break and hold above supply, right? Those are the only levels that I want to be trading near today. I'm actually going to push this up to 132 just to be safe. Yeah, 132. All right, so 132, 129 Amazon, very clear. Keep an eye on those levels. All right, big retest on AMD today. Interesting retest on AMD today. Look at this retest at 105. Very interesting, right? Look at this. Very clear, very clean. It's as clean as it's going to get. You guys can see right here. Previous highs, previous lows, right? And look at what AMD is doing at 105 today. So, does this create a long opportunity on AMD? Very interesting. Now, if AMD breaks below 105 and starts to reject 105, then downside, right? There will be, I think, a nice trade on AMD today, unless it just goes completely sideways here, which would suck. But this is at such a key level that I think there could be some potential opportunity here. A strong hold, potential upside, a nice clean break below, and a rejection below could be, right, very nice as well. All right, could be very nice as well. 452, Greg. 452. Right there. All right. So AMD 105, big stuff to watch there on AMD. Meta. So what did we talk about on Meta, right? When Meta was going straight up, everyone was freaking out about it every day. Oh my God, Meta, I missed it. I can't believe it. Well, why don't you wait for the retest, right? Double top high supply, very nice rejection at 330. If you guys caught this, we called this out perfectly. Very nice supply rejection at 330. Now, this is your long opportunity, right? This is where if you want a long Meta, if you're interested in looking for Meta to continue higher, this is going to be the level, right? If it doesn't hold here, it's over. All right, that's it. If Meta does not hold 311, 310, the upside is over, right? It's going to fall right back within this shit show that it was holding below for like 2 months, right? You can see Meta was holding below this 310, 311 level for months, right? And this was your previous lows that turned into rejections, right? Now, what is it doing today? It's back at that level. Right, this is a huge day for Meta here. Does Meta hold this level, and does it create a long opportunity, right, off this 311, 310 for another upside move? This could be a very nice break-in retest. I would not be surprised at all to see Meta go up off this level. Or does Meta break below, right, start to fail this level again, and does it enter back into the twilight zone, right, which was from between August and October, right? That August, July, yeah. August to October, we were stuck in below 311, 310. And so if we get back below it, you're back into the twilight zone. Now, I would be very interested today to look long on Meta if we can hold above this 310, 311, right? 3010. 3010, man. That's the level. I'm definitely watching this. If I could see some nice demand step in here, then I would look to take that shot. Right? This is also the previous highs around 313. So it could just sort of be this zone. You guys can see, look at these previous highs right here. See these previous highs? Let me zoom in here. You see where Meta's holding right now? Let me get a little bit more time. See this? Previous highs between this 313 level. Hold, push, pull back, hold. Does this hold? Right? That's your watch. That's your watch today. Is there a long off this zone? There could be. I would watch it. All right. All right, let's go back to the futures real quick. Get a quick recap on what's going on. So here's the problem, right? This is where trading gets a little bit difficult and why some days are hard to read, right? There's easier days than there's easy days, there's hard days. So here's the problem, right? This is going to be a problem that I have myself today. If I look to long Meta today, I'm going to have to long Meta with the NASDAQ pushing into supply, right? That's not easy. That's hard. That's hard to get behind. The same thing with the QQQ. If I want to long Meta today, I'm longing Meta into previous lows into the 150 SMA, right? This is where it gets a little difficult. However, right, this is also what potentially saves you from getting stuck into a fake move, right? So let's say the QQQ and NASDAQ push a little bit higher today, right? Someone longs Meta. Let's just say I long Meta, right? I long Meta here, and I sort of hold on to see if I can get continuation. And then about 15 minutes into the market, the QQQ has a huge rejection of supply, and that's how I end up losing on Meta, right? So this is where you need to pay attention, right? If I take a long on Meta today, and I have to be monitoring what the QQQ is doing. If I'm long Meta and the QQQ starts to get sort of stuck here, then I need to use that as a reason to exit my position, right? I'm not going to just hope and pray that the NASDAQ is going to break supply, that the QQQ is going to break supply because I'm biased, because I'm long, right? That's not trading. So if you do long Meta today, you better be watching to see if that NASDAQ and ES are rejecting some of the supplies above. That is very key, okay? Something to absolutely be paying attention to. And this is why I always say you need to be trading with the overall market. You need to be understanding what the overall market is doing. And I am not going to rule out, and this is going to be my famous last words here, guys. I am not going to rule out the potential of a bull flag here on the SPY. All right. I am not ruling that out at all. Right. That is very interesting there. That's how I'll leave you today. This is a very interesting hold of 43.65. This is a very interesting hold around that 200 SMA. It is a very potential bull flag break. We'll have to see how it plays out, but something to pay attention to, right? Before you get too bearish today, be aware that the ES is holding on pretty well here around that 200 and that 20 SMA. All right? All right, guys. If you could, press that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new here. We do this every single day starting at 8 a.m. I'd appreciate your support. I come here every single morning. I really haven't missed a single day for the entire year. Now, there is going to be a time in November where I do take a little bit of a vacation, just to let you guys know, with the family. It's going to be like a 5-day vacation with the family, so there might be a few days that I missed the live stream. But I think, all of us need to take vacations. This is the downside of what I do, right? I feel like I have to be here every day. I feel like I've committed to something and I love to be here, but it can suck you in, guys, right? If anyone out there has done this before, it will suck you in and it will burn you out, right? So if you guys, do something similar to what I do, make sure you don't feel like you're stuck. Make sure you take some time off. It's very important, right? We're at the end of the day, right? We got to make sure, we keep our motivation high and we don't get burned out. That's the key. So November, just want to give you guys, a heads up. There's going to be a few days where I probably miss. All right. Thank you guys again. Press that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.